My name is Joseph Pirayou. I want to welcome you to today's program in the beginning, Ashur. As always, thank you for watching, spending time with us in today's program. And you can follow Assyria TV on Rumble, X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, you can see over 6,000 videos on AssyriaTV.com. And at the same time, we are live streaming on Assyria TV and AGN TV. All right, today's program. The title was Bishop Yusef Toma, The Gift That Keeps on Giving. So, why do I say that? Well, I believe like a couple of weeks ago, there was during a sermon, I don't know where it was, the video that I saw, it was in Arabic, so there were some translations that Google or whatever the system was did. I didn't really understand. I tried to get the whole story, but I haven't. But I got the core of the situation. And there was that speech, as I said, was done by Bishop Yusef Toma, as I call him my Barshi, because we're same name, Yusef, Joseph. So Bishop Barshi had a so like 2.5 minute. They didn't share the whole speech or the uh, I don't know if it's called Karzuta or he was doing what we call uh, preaching during a ceremony. So apparently it's in church. It's during the preaching. A small portion of it was shared, and I saw that on AMB Facebook, and it was very interesting. And the reason, as you said, the gift that keeps on giving, I will get to that part. Today's program, I put it in three parts. The first two parts, I have talked about these before, and I have tried to stay away from the things, religious people, our people, we trust them, either being Chaldean denomination, Orthodox denomination, Church of the East, or all these Protestant denominations. But this was very interesting because the third point I want to make and get to the part that says the gift that keeps on giving would become clearer. But first of all, first point I'd like to make is that when I was younger, been going to church since I could remember. Back in Tehran, then we came to United States. You go to church, you sit there, and the preacher or the priest or the bishop, whoever is there up there preaching, you trust, you listen. These are the people in a position that they know, or at that time I thought they know the word of God. You listen to them, they keep this they hold the book, you know they hold this Bible in their hand, and they open it up, they read from it. So you kind of think, okay, he knows. Mostly it's he that they preach. Some of these Protestant churches, they have women that they preach, but majority is that you think that he knows what he's talking about. So you trust the preaching, you trust the word, they're holding the Bible. Most of us, we don't really are into reading or studying Bible. So as I was saying, when I was younger, I would trust the person who said whatever they said in the name of God. They were the priest, they were the preacher, this, that. Trust whatever they said, right? Of course, as time goes by, you start reading the Bible, and then you get to people like Bishop Bershi, Bishop Yosef, that there were comments made regarding uh, Ashur being ugly, being violent, being nasty, being this, that. So the first point that I would like to make is that uh, I don't know how to say it in a nice way, but Bishop Bershi, have you read the Bible? I'm just curious because what I'm going to say is from this book. It's not my opinion. It's not how I read it and translate it, because people say if 100 people read a verse of Bible, 100 different translations or explanations can come out of it. But let's I picked the two parts. One is about Ashur, the other one is about Babylon, because the Chaldean, that they think they are a different ethnicity, they trace themselves back to Babylonian and they call themselves Babylonian. For a long time, the Chaldean denomination used to be called the Babylon diocese or Babylon Church of Chaldean or Chaldean Church of Babylon. So they associated Chaldeans with Babylonians and they said we are different and Ashuri and they started a different ethnicity. So these are the two parts I would like to share from the Bible. The first one is it's the translation from what they call Jewish translation. So this is from Isaiah chapter 19, from verse 23 to 25. Okay. And as you can read, it says, on that day, and what is the day? It's the day of the Lord. On the day of the Lord, there would be a highway from Egypt to Ashur. And this translation is the only translation in English that doesn't say Assyria. That's why I chose that. This is the Jewish people that translated it from the Jewish documents that they have, the Old Testament, which is in Hebrew, and a small part of it is done in Aramaic or Syriac. This translation, as you can see, they call Isaiah Yashuyahu, Ishaya, as we say it. So on that day, there will be a highway from Egypt to Ashur. Ashur will come to Egypt, and Egypt to Ashur. Can we move up a little bit? And on that day, Israel will be a third part with Egypt, Ashur, a blessing here on earth. So, based on these two verses, the day of the Lord, Ashur, Egypt, and Israel will be a blessing here on earth. And how God finishes that on verse 25 is, let's go to the next one so we can read it together. For Adonai Tzau, God Sabaoth, bless them. It says, blessed be Egypt, my people, Ashur, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance. So the blessed is like a parenthesis, applies to Egypt, Ashur, Israel. Blessed be Egypt, blessed be Ashur, the work of my hands. This is from Bible, my dear Bishop Barshi, right? The ugly, the whatever you call, no matter what the history is as far as civilization, empire, for the past 2,000 years, we haven't had a land or anything, but we have our faith, our name. We're still here, right? And Ashur would be one of the only three nations in the world that will be bring blessing. This is from Bible. So Bishop Barshi, have you read the Bible? Now, this is from Ashur. The other part I want to share with you, my dear Barshi Bishop, is that book of Revelation. Can we see what it says about Babylon? And on her forehead, mysterious name was written Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. This is what it says in the last book of the New Testament, Revelation of Jesus Christ. This is the Babylon that you claim that is you. We are Babylonian, Chaldean, different than a city. Ashur is ugly. Ashur is this. Have you read this? Mother of prostitutes, Babylon. You claim to be part of that? It's just, there is another part. Can we see that the other part from the Bible? Um, I think it's chapter 18. Yeah. As you can read it, it says Babylon is fallen. She became a dwelling. Wow. A hunt for every unclean bird, a hunt for every unclean and detestable animal. There is praise. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is gone. Yeah, Babylon, mother of harlot, mother of prostitutes. It's in the Bible. It's not my opinion. Okay, Barshi? Bishop Yusef Toma, I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but where does it come from? Well, that was first part that I wanted to share with you. So Bishop Yosef Toma is a bishop of the Chaldean denomination. you want to call it church, whatever you, but one of the denominations of many that are out there. Now, this speech that the bishop did was 2 weeks ago, so that would be like January 2026. We have a video. Do we have the bishop first? Bishop Sarhad Jammu. Can we show that one first? So this is a bishop, and we have another bishop, Bishop Sarhad Jammu. Let's listen to what he's saying. He's speaking in Ashuri, and I believe there is English writing underneath, right? Yeah, let's listen to that.
كالداية كلكم درولا بلوخن وملفولا ومكرزولا كلها كالداية كلها يعني لا بلقي لا أخك مدي لا مثواتد قريوة من نينوة لا كلها كالداية أخني هذا خفه مخلق كلها كالداية إلى آثوراية
All right. So I thought it was English writing underneath. So for those of you that do not understand the Eastern dialect, what Bishop Sarhad Jammu said, February 1998, that's 28 years ago exactly. 28 years ago, Bishop Sarhad Jammu, which is in the same position as Bishop Yusef Toma from the Chaldean, right? He says, we are all Athuraya, Chaldean, right? He's a bishop and you're a bishop from the same, right? Thank God there is a video. That's why this is Assyria TV. Our media is so important to capturing all of these sayings that when we show it here, it's not that we have anything personal against Bishop Yosef Toma. It's nothing personal. It's like confusing, brother. Khan, Barshi, what happened? Bishop Sarah Jammu said, all Chaldeans, everything. Can we show it one more time? I love it. I met Bishop, may he rest in peace. I've met him a few times when he came to San Jose. Can we see it again, please?
كلكم درولا بلوخن وملفولا ومكرزولا كلها كالداي كلها يعني لا بلقي لا أخك مدي لا مثواتد قريوة من نينوة لا كلها كالداية أخني هذا خفه مخلق كلها كالداية إلى آثوراية
You know what I caught in the speech? Sarah Jammu, Bishop Sarah Jammu says, learn it and teach it to your kids. Learn it and teach it. He's specifically saying, teach it. Tell everybody. It's not that he's just saying, he says, no, tell everybody. We are all Athuraya. Not in Nineveh, not that, everywhere. Everywhere there is Chaldean denominations. We are all Athuraya. You saw it. Bishop Sarah Jammu, may he rest in peace. Later he changed his mind, but that's another story. We get to that. Then this is Bishop. We have a video, but I'm just going to show you the writing. This is from late patriarch of the Chaldean denomination, Mar Raphael Bidabit, who was patriarch from 1989 to 2003. He was born in 1922. So former patriarch of the Chaldean Catholic Church. Below is his interview with the Assyrian Star, October 1974. Before I became a priest, I was Assyrian. Before I became a bishop, I was Assyrian. I am Assyrian today, tomorrow, and forever, and I am proud of it. Right? Okay, one thing that I noticed when I was doing this program is that Mar Raphael passed away in the year 2003. In the year 2003, I don't know how many of you remember this date, 2003. In March of 2003, United States invaded Iraq. After Mar Raphael Bidabit came Mar Deli, became the patriarch from 2003 to 2012. Then from 2012 or 13, Mar Sako, that who is currently the patriarch. Mar Deli when he became the patriarch, the story changed. This is where we get the Chaldean as being separate. And 2003 is the interesting date that I noticed. This is when United States invaded Iraq. This is when the Kurds took off north, called it Kurdish regional area government. Our people that we had in politics, Zoa or whatever it was that it was over there, we started seeing Assyrian, Chaldean, Syriac. 2003. Mar Raphael passed away. If he was still alive during that invasion, I don't think he would have let these people cut the Chaldean church and make it a different ethnicity. But that's the second part of the story that I was going to share with you regarding uh, today's program that we have from the Bible about Ashur and Babylon. Then we have from within the Chaldean denomination, bishop and patriarch. The bishop at that time, Clay, teach it. Teach to everybody. It's not just what I'm saying. Let everybody know, everybody that is in the Chaldean church, everywhere, not just in Nineveh. Isn't that interesting? Later, Marcel had changed and he was like totally talking like uh, Yusef Toma that we are Chaldean, we are separate, Babylon, this and that. What happened? 2003, politics entered. And apparently these clergy, they sold their soul. I don't know. But that's not the program today. Part three is where we get to the part that says the gift that keeps on giving. What do I mean by that? Let me. So the first time I saw this video about Bishop Toma, Yusef Toma, it was that on A&B they shared it. Of course, it was in Arabic. Actually, I put it on my Facebook. I said, "Hey, I need the special request. Can somebody translate it?" And I only had one like. Nobody touched it. It's like, cancer. Oh, we don't want to get involved. That's fine. I understand. Sometimes when I see posts, I do the same thing. I say, I don't want to get involved with this. But on A and B, when they posted it, they were 1.6 thousand, 1,600 comments. I didn't read all of them. There was like everything that was in Arabic. I put the translation. Some of them came up funny, which I'm going to share it with you. Some of them were very, very, very clear that what it was saying. So here is some of the comments, and I will tell you why I'm showing these comments. Can we start with the first comment, please? So let me check here. Some of these I just took the name out because I don't know. You just want to make sure, some people, some of them I have the names on because I know them and I hope they don't get upset. Anyway, so this comment is if he was a virtuous archbishop, he would not have had these poisons in his mind, and that he would even blame Jesus Christ for choosing him, Prophet Mukhrabat. And this is the case in the Church of the Chaldean, unfortunately, because they have moved away from Christianity and the Lord Christ, unfortunately. That was a translation of what it was written in Arabic. I'm just going to share with you some of these things. The other one I have is that the ugliest person is when he denies his originality. Now, Tartur, it was in Arabic and it's put it in English. So I don't know what Tartur means. I hope it's not a really bad word, but that's what it says. And I'm just sharing that with you. The other one, it was a kind of a funny translation. It says, the bishop drank a mustache. So I don't know Arabic sometimes, shtida, shwarib. Then we have Firas Jetsu. For those of you, I mean, I'm sure most of you know who he is. When he was in San Jose, he was the vice president of the Assyrian American Association of San Jose. And Firas knows his Bible because he's uh, uh, posting about a verse that I just read. The Jewish translation was, "Blessed be Egypt, my people, Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance." Isaiah. Thank you, Firas. Beautiful. There is another comment from Firas. We're going to get to that. Then this one. I am an Iraqi Chaldean, and I am shocked by the priest's words, and everything is despised. Why does he become a man of God? Reasonable talk is fabricated to broadcast sectarianism and racism among people, and emojis are crying, broken heart. And this is from somebody that belongs to that uh, denomination. Why did he become man of God? That's a very good question. The next one is this is a shameful speech and a flaw on the right of a priest who is supposed to walk in Jesus' footsteps and spread love and peace rather than spreading hatred among the sect of one people. Has the priest thought about the effect of a speech on people? I'm sure he has. Wouldn't it cause increased sensitivity between the Assyrians and the Chaldean? Right? And the worst part is that it's not a private conversation between two people, but cries from the church altar. From the church altar, the pulpit. This is where they get their, you know, we are descended from Peter, the hands, apostolic succession, that we have the keys, and what we say is true. And people know what's going on. That's what I'm sharing. People know. That's the part, the gift that keeps on giving. I hope you are getting where I'm getting to. The next one, as I mentioned, Firaz, I'm going to get back to him. He put a comment. He says, classic oikophobia. And when I looked at it, I was like, what is oikophobia? Then I saw this lady, Odelia Israel. She explains it. So she saved me some time not going to Google or dictionary to check it out. It says, thanks for that word. Had to look it up and loved its meaning as it applies to many people in the West. So what is oikophobia? Phobia means fear. So oiko is a tendency to criticize or reject one's own home or home society while praising others. It has been used in political context to refer critically to political ideologies that are held to repudiate one's own culture. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. It's like suicide. Bishop Barshi. These are the comments that are being made about you. Can we show that one? It says Haza Khara. So I don't mean to be funny or anything, but some of these translations were like, because since I don't speak Arabic and I hit the translation, it says this is an expired asshole. If anybody knows what that means, please explain or send us some comment. What is that? Because it was funny, expired asshole. Anyway, the gift that keep on giving. What do I mean by that? Well, on these comments that I read, I have this from Mariam Dawood. And when I read it, I said, she got it. The gift that keeps on giving. And she says, we are happy with this talk. And it was in English. This is not a translation. It says, we are happy with this talk because it is evidence of the power of the awakening of this civilization by its original children, and that the awakening is real. And this causes conflict for the bishop because they are against the awakening. They will lose their control over the people and lose his job in the social organization, the church that stole the civilized property. When I say the gift that keeps on giving, see, if this bishop had kept his mouth shut, didn't make any comment, just go on a really daily, when they go to church, do your raza, the sit steps that you take during raza, because that's a set, it's never changes. So raza starts, it's like 45 minutes, 1 hour, and in between the priests, they give some kind of a sermon, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the subject they want to talk about. So if Bishop Yusef Toma had kept his mouth shut, didn't bring what was here into here, right? 1,600 comments just on one post. He brought them out in public. You know how hard it is to make comments? There are a lot of people that see programs, my program, other programs that you have, and you post them on Assyria TV or AGN TV, right? It's hard. You say, I want to answer. No, I don't want to get in trouble. Maybe I shouldn't make a comment. So when you have 1,600 comments just on one, and I didn't, excuse me, I didn't read all of them, but majority, they came and said, we are Ashur, Bishop, you're full of it. You have this mustache or has a kharaf, this, that. Thank you. Bishop Bershi, I want to thank you. As Mary Bidavit, Mary Dawood eloquently put, we are happy with this talk because it is evidence of the power of the awakening of the civilization by its original children. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years from now, right? As Bishop Sarhad Jammu, before he turned 180 degrees to claim Chaldeanism, he said, teach, share it. We are all Aturaya. And 50 years from now, Bishop, wherever you're going to be, here, somewhere else, we are going to still be here. People of Ashur. Blessed be Ashur, the work of my hands. But everything, people like you, other people, they try to separate us, slash us, Assyrian, Chaldean, Babylonian, Aramean. Blessed be Ashur, the work of God's hand. Ahia, Ashur, Ahia. There's a comment here I'm trying to read. What you don't understand is that Akkad conquered Ashur, Sur in 612 BC, and later, can you put that again? Later captured the peoples of Judea and Samaria because these were allies of Ashur. And what was the other one? That is why the Jews hate Akkad and love Ashur. Well, I don't know, but they hate Akkad and love Ashur. We were talking about Babylonian. It is the opposite with Israelites. They hate Ashur and love Akkad. This is another subject to talk about the Israelites and the Jews, north and south. Thank you for the comment, Samuel. Appreciate it. From what I know from history, Akkad didn't conquer Ashur. It was Babylon. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it was the Ashur Empire destroyed by Babylonians, and the Babylonian Empire came and took over. So, but on the subject of who hates who, that's another subject. But at the end, it's in the Jewish Bible, which all Jews are Israelites. And that's another story. I did a 9-10 part program regarding the lost tribes, where they are, what it is. But we will get to that part if you want to check. We have them on video about Ashur, about the 10 tribes, who is Israel and Jews. But we're getting to the end of the program. As I was saying, no matter what, see, I started double thinking. Because of the comment, I went different direction. I kind of lost, that's what happens when you start getting old. Anyway, back to Mariam Dawood and people like you. These people are gifts that keep on giving because of them, most of the people that really care come out, comment, get upset. Don't get upset. Just show up because we are here. We are not going anywhere. Blessed be Ashur, the work of God's hand. Ahia Ashur Chaya, Chaya Ashur, Shemet Ashur Mepkila. Thank you, goodbye, and we'll see you next program.
Sheikhani.